A cry of despair, family against family, brother against brother, for a war has begun, a war like no other. A division of country was caused to be, a division of beliefs in the desire to be free. Free from forms of oppression was one belief. They formed their own country to seek relief. The nation shall not be divided, came the other cry, and for that belief many would die. Blacks shall not be slaved but made free was the yell. For this belief many would endure a living hell. The United States of America was only 3 generations out from its founding, and it was already starting to come apart at the seams. General Robert E. Lee's own sisters were Union sympathizers, and members of the Union's Congress had their own sons signing up to fight for the Confederacy. Abraham Lincoln himself called our country a house divided. John Booker and Thomas Selwood grew up together in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, before the start of the Civil War. They grew up close, and despite Thomas's family moving to New York for factory work, the young men would stay in touch. "Oh, my dear friend Thomas, such a day as this. Heaven forbid that I should ever witness such another. Last night a band of ruffians took possession of the town, took the keys of the armory, and made captive a great many of our citizens. Our men chased them in the river just below here, and I saw them shot down like dogs. I do not know yet how many are shot, but I shall never forget the sight. I shouldered my rifle and went to join our men. The sound of guns in the distance and fighting down in the streets were heard all night. Well, the great agony is over. Old Osawatomie Brown was executed yesterday at noon. This has been one of the most remarkable circumstances that has ever occurred in this country. This old fanatic made no confession whatever, nor concession that he was wrong, but contended that he was right in everything he done, that he done great service to God. He is obviously guilty of treason, murder, and insurrection. John." My dear friend John, your words have turned my family's heart cold to the thought of you and your wife being put in harm's way, and we are gladdened to hear you were safely delivered. The killing of John Brown was not received the same as you portray it in my mind, nor in that of the Northern Free States. I know we have spoken at length about the tending of your crops, and I remember well by which the means of property such as yours is kept. But I plead with you to reconsider the keeping of slaves. Thomas. Thomas's farm was destroyed in 1864 as General Philip Sheridan torched the valley in Sherman's march to the sea. To the individual farming family like Thomas's, watching their pigs be slaughtered in their pens, cattle run off or killed, barn silos and other production buildings going up in smoke, it must have seemed a random annihilation of everything they worked for, cared about, or needed to survive. John would join Union forces in 1863 under the First Enrollment Act. He would die the next year in 1864 of disease, as did 2/3 of the 620,000 men who died in the Civil War. John would survive the war, and through Thomas's family's financial assistance, their farm would be rebuilt, and by 1870, agricultural production rates were back to pre-war levels. But the town and each man's family would be forever changed.